In today's video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step DIY on how to upgrade your intercooler and your charge pipes on an F-Series Mini Cooper. Now, if you've been following our channel, you'll know that we just got finished installing an MST intake on my car to make it sound like this. All right, now that the car is finally breathing easier because of that MST intake, let's talk about where that air is going. So in my hands, I have a demonstration S58 turbo. The air is going to go in through the compressor housing. It gets sent out to the intercooler where the air gets cooled down. Now that charged air going through the turbo is right next to the exhaust housing, and it gets pretty hot as it's sent out. So to compensate that, your intercooler does all the work to cool down your air, and unfortunately, Mini decided it was a good idea to use a small intercooler. So of course, today we're gonna upgrade it with a way bigger intercooler from Wagner, and because this attaches to the charge pipes, and the charge pipes from the factory are plastic, we might as well bulletproof them with the KIES charge pipes and do it right. Now the first part of the process is going to be removing the front bumper so we can access the intercooler and remove it and replace it with our Wagner intercooler. To do so, it is easiest to get the front of the car off the ground. You could use something like jack and jack stands, you could use race ramps, or if you have a lift, you can use a lift. For today's purposes and so that you can see much easier, we are going to be using a lift, but it is not necessary. All right, the first thing we can do is open up our hood. Next, you could take a 10mm. We're going to remove these two 10mm plastic nuts. Then on your factory intake, there's a little plastic tab right here. You're gonna press it in, you can pull up, and then this will lift straight off. Then you can take a T30 and we're gonna remove these 5 T30 bolts located along your bumper. Now we need to get to a screw up here that's holding in the side of the bumper. Now it's underneath this fender guard right here, and you'll have some plastic tabs. Mine are actually broken, so I have to replace these here. But there's one stronger tab right up here that I want to show you how to remove. If you look in here, you can see this white plastic clip. What I like to do is take some needle nose pliers, and I squeeze them in just a little bit and give some back pressure, and it should pop that clip out just like that. Now we don't have to fully remove this wheel arch or this plastic trim right here. This gives us enough access so we can get to a T30 that's right here. So we can go ahead and remove this T30 right here and do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. Then on each side of the car, there's two 8mm holding in the fender liner to the bumper, so we can remove those now. Okay, and then you can take your 8mm, and we're gonna remove 7 of these 8mm screws along the bottom. All right, now it's time that we can actually pull the bumper off. So there's a couple connections I'm gonna show you as we're going. There's an ambient air temperature on the left here, and then there's a connection for each of the fog lights if you have those. And if you have PDC, you may need to detach those as well. But let me start by pulling this side off. So what I'm gonna do is pull back until you see the clips come off. Make sure you have a hand on top so that the bumper doesn't fall. And if you look in here with me, you can see the ambient air temperature sensor. So what I'm gonna do is take a flat head. I'll try to stay out of your way as much as I can. I'm gonna press on the top of this clip here. I'm gonna pop that off just like that. Then I'm gonna continue my way, pulling the bumper back. And now I have room to disconnect my fog light on this side. So it's the same thing, you just press on the top of that clip and you can pull it out. And then I'll disconnect this fog light and the bumper will detach. And then make sure you have a bumper stand ready. You can place your bumper on there and it'll be out of the way. Next, we're gonna remove these vents on each side of the car. They're held in by these plastic rivets. So what you can do is pull out the middle and you can pop out the rest of the rivet. Just like that. And you can pull out the one on the bottom. So what we did is disconnect this plastic vent from our fender liner right here. So the only thing holding it in now is this T25. So we'll remove the T25 just like that. And then as you can see, there's a little clip here. So you just pull it up and it should come right out just like that. Now for this one, your windshield washer reservoir is a little bit in the way, but if you have one of these smaller tools, you should still be able to sneak it back there. Okay, just like that. So next we're going to take out this T30 right here on each side. Next we're going to remove this A-brace. It's held in by 2 T30s and 1 T40. And then we'll set our brace in a safe place. And then there's 2 more T30s on the top part on each side. So 1 here, and then 1 here under the windshield washer. Then we're gonna remove this crash brace here, so we'll take out these 2 13 millimeters, and on the other side, these 2 13 millimeters. And you pull these straight out. You are gonna need to unclip the horn right there, because it is attached to the crash bar. And then we can take this and gently wiggle it out, just like that. Then we can remove this plastic shrouding. It should slide right out the front, just like that. Then we're gonna remove a T30 bolt on this side of the intercooler. It's facing up. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. All right, so one of the last things we need to do is remove this brace right here. So we'll start with taking this 10 mil out. This holds our intake in place. And then on each side, we'll remove these T30s. There's 5 on each side. And then this pulls straight off. And I'm just gonna rest mine just like this. So now what we need to do is remove this charge pipe off of each side of the intercooler. It's held in with this little C-clip here, and what we found is best is to use a little pick tool to pull it out. Now instead of just pulling it out here, since I'm not going to be using this charge pipe again, I'm actually going to pull this plastic retainer clip off the front, because it makes it really tricky to unclip the C-clamp. Okay, so I popped one side off, pop the other side off, and now I can pull the C-clamp completely off. Here's a look at what this C-clamp looks like. And now it'll make it a lot easier for me to pull the charge pipe off the intercooler just like that. Okay, so I got the plastic clip off. I'll pull the C-clamp off. I'm gonna reach through and pull the charge pipe off, just like that. All right, so we're almost at the point where we can pull the intercooler out. We've disconnected the charge pipes and everything surrounding it. We've made room up here so we have room to pull it out. The only thing that's holding it in is underneath, so we're gonna raise the car up now and get to it. So we're gonna remove these 2 8 mils on this side, and then we'll do the 2 on this side. And then there's 3 8 mils in the center, and on the back there's 4 more of these 8 mils. All right, and now we can remove these clips holding the bottom of the intercooler. So I'm gonna take my pick tool and pull that down just like that. Kind of like another plastic rivet. It'll come out just like that. Then we can do this side. Okay. All right, now we're ready to remove the intercooler. Now the reason we remove this top brace up here is so we can actually leverage the AC condenser up, and that'll give us room to pull the intercooler out. Now you'll see as I do that the intercooler will rock forward and pop out the top. So I'm gonna start on this side. Give myself some room here. And it pulls out just like that. Next, let's get the charge pipe out on this side because it's gonna be easiest to access. As you can see, there's another C-clamp here with one of those plastic clips. I'm gonna pop the clip off. Okay, then I'm gonna pull the C-clamp out, just like that. Wiggle the charge pipe off, and it should feed right out the bottom, just like that. Now you don't have to take the wheel off, but I'm going to so that you guys can have the best viewing angle possible. If you reach up right behind it, you'll have plenty of room. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this off now. If you want to protect your wheels, we have these KIES wheel protector sockets to make sure you don't mar up your wheels when you're taking off the lug bolts. All right, and as you can see, this charge pipe is connected with this little hose here, so I'm just gonna pull this off. We're gonna undo these 2 10 millimeters. All All right, so the end of the charge pipe attaches to your turbo right here. As you can see, I'm touching the plastic clamp right here, and then there's the C-clamp on the bottom. We're gonna undo that just like we did on the other charge pipe, and we can pull it out. And now we can pull the charge pipe off. Ah, that one came off super easy. Cakewalk. All right. I'm not gonna lie, that is extremely difficult to get out. It is possible, but if you don't plan on using it, you could undo the clamp here and pull it out in 2 pieces. Now we're gonna grab the KIES charge pipe, the one with the turbo side here, and we're gonna grab our coupler with our 2 clamps. So what we're gonna do is take this and we're gonna navigate it through here. Now with the C-clamp, you can have it fully engaged and it'll pop on and give you an audible click, letting you know it's actually installed. So I'm gonna go up through here, line it up with the turbo, and if you listen for that audible click, just like that, you can give it a tug and it should be locked on pretty solid. Then you're gonna take the smaller intercooler side of the charge pipe, you can feed it right through here and into that coupler, just like that. Now for this charge pipe, I already pre-installed the C-clamp that attaches to the throttle body side with this coupler here, and I tightened down the clamps. So we can go ahead and navigate this up from underneath. And then once again, you're gonna wanna hear that audible clip, and then pull back and make sure that C-clamp is seated. Good to go. All right, so to install this, you can set it on this little bar here, start to get it into place. It is gonna be easier to get the right charge pipe on first. So I'm gonna start by lifting this up into the groove, like so. And then I'm gonna line my charge pipe as I go. And I'm gonna do this side before I place that one all the way in. Okay, make sure my charge pipe is in place, this charge pipe, and then we can rock the cooler into its seating. Got it. So this one is clipped on and everything's in place. I got it in that grommet thing right there. This one's all in place. We just have to attach this charge pipe on this side. I'm gonna raise the car up and get more access. Sometimes if you put a little bit of silicone on it, it'll help to slip on just a little bit easier too. It's a trick we've used in the past. Okay, got it. Yep, that is, takes some muscle, but once you get it on there, you'll definitely know it's clipped on and it looks awesome. Now that we're all clipped in, we can go back and tighten up all the clamps. Yeah, this looks absolutely amazing and the fitment is perfect. It's plug and play, you don't have to cut anything, so I'm stoked. I got the charge pipes all buttoned up and the clamps are tightened down and everything. So now it's time to put everything back in reverse order. And with that, everything is put back together and we are done the install. If you guys are looking for a WAGNER intercooler or a set of KIES charge pipes, check us out at kies.com or reach out to our team at info@kies.com. So reach out to our team and we'll get you guys hooked up. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.